Insulin resistance occurs when your body becomes less responsive to insulin. And insulin is a hormone that regulates our blood glucose. Over time, dysregulated insulin levels can lead to blood glucose spikes and increased risk of conditions such as diabetes, PCOS, and metabolic syndrome. If you've been told that you have insulin resistance, then you may be wondering what you can do to fix it. Unfortunately, there is no quick fix solution, and many medications can help you to manage the symptoms in the short term, but insulin resistance is one of those conditions where you will benefit a lot from lifestyle changes. The root of the problem is that your body is not responding as it should to insulin. So what we need to try and do is increase how sensitive your body is to this hormone. And the way to do this is to manage and control all the things that are causing your blood glucose to spike, because a spike in your blood glucose is what leads to a spike in insulin. The Glucose Goddess has lots of hacks and tips and tricks to manage blood glucose spikes, but in particular when it comes to your diet, there are a few things that you can tweak and change, like reducing the amount of refined carbohydrates that you have in your diet. So a lot of the problem with the carbohydrates that we have today is that they are highly refined. They've had all their fiber stripped out of them, and fiber is almost like crowd control for your carbs. It helps to slow down how quickly you are absorbing the glucose from the food you're eating. So I want you to imagine you are going to a concert. Let's say it's a Tyler concert. So the fans are fanning, right? And everyone's got a ticket to attend, but when you show up at the stadium, there's no crowd control. So there's no security, there's no gates to allow the crowd to kind of diffuse before they get into the venue. It's just a free-for-all. Can you imagine how chaotic that would be? But if there's crowd control, so there's gates to kind of diffuse the crowd, there's security checkpoints, there's multiple places where people can have their tickets checked, this will help to manage the crowd attending the concert. Fiber is like that crowd control. So fiber helps to control how quickly your body absorbs glucose. So ensuring that you are eating carbohydrates that have fiber in them, or if the carbohydrate does not have fiber in it because it's been taken out, then eating fiber with that carbohydrate is going to help to slow down how quickly your body will absorb glucose. Protein and healthy fat can also help to stabilize your blood glucose. So pairing carbohydrates with protein and fat help to stabilize blood glucose levels and avoid blood glucose spikes. White breads, sugary snacks, pastries, all of these are going to lead to blood glucose spikes. Fiber is your best friend with insulin resistance. Think beans, lentils, flax seeds, leafy greens. These all have high fiber content, and if you need to, you can even take a fiber supplement. And then certain foods can help to increase how sensitive your body is to insulin. Magnesium-rich foods can help to keep your blood glucose level stable. Vinegar also helps to reduce the glucose spikes after a meal. Having some vinegar in a glass of water before you eat a meal can help to reduce the blood glucose spike after the meal. The type of vinegar doesn't really matter, but apple cider vinegar with the mother will have the benefit of having probiotics as well. Building muscle helps to reduce insulin resistance. So when you're thinking about what movement to include, focus on strength and resistance training. High intensity interval training, or HIIT, can also be beneficial because it gives you the benefit of aerobic exercise, but for a short duration of time. Over-exercising have the opposite effect on our blood glucose levels because it can stress your body out and spike your cortisol levels, which can trigger a glucose spike. Don't overdo it. Chronic stress also increases cortisol, which can impair insulin function. So find something that you enjoy doing to manage your stress. So think about things like meditation, journaling, deep breathing exercises, and even getting into nature or movement. Find a way to decompress that feels good for you and actively manage the burden of stress that you're under, whether that is setting healthy boundaries, avoiding people, places, and things that stress you out, or even speaking to a professional. And speaking of stress, a lack of sleep is very stressful to your body, and it's going to add to the blood glucose spikes and insulin resistance. So make sure that you are getting good quality sleep and at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. And also remember to stay hydrated. Dehydration can further impair insulin function, so make sure you are staying adequately hydrated.